Guys, what's up? So this video I am going to do about Johnny Depp and that commercial that got canceled, the Native American commercial for Christian Dior Sauvage, his line with Christian Dior. So basically, here's the thing. I'm late to this. I'm late to this because this happened like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. But I'm gonna do this anyway. There's a lot of people who are scratching their heads. And they're like, why would anybody be offended by that? Now, I'm not Native American, all right? But I'm going to give you guys a reason why they would be offended by this, okay? Basically, it's like this. African Americans, all right? National Geographic had to apologize for the real pictures of African Americans in tribal gear, loincloth, tribalism, Native American, African tribalism. All right, they had to apologize for that. I think that was done like a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. They had to apologize for that as being racist. All right, there is an unspoken rule in Hollywood, in the media, that African Americans are not to be portrayed, or Africans, black people, are not to be portrayed in loincloths with spears and chucks, with cow dung in their hair for hair gel, doing their tribal African thing, because that's considered racist. All right. So basically, if that was thrown out into the mix of this commercial, if instead of Native American, you'd have Johnny Depp in a commercial with Africans in loincloth, in their tribal setting, in their huts, doing the African dance, doing the African speech, you guys would immediately say, man, there's something racial about that. That's kind of racist, even though he's doing the same thing with Native American. You guys are scratching your heads, wondering, why would they find that racist? You see where I'm going at with this? Do you see where I'm going at with this? So apparently, the American population are such robots at this point that they're getting fed certain things by the media, conditioning by the media, that they're being fed to recognize what racism is to Africans, but they're not being fed as to what racism is to other people. So when they look at the similar portrayals that would be considered racist to African Americans or black people with other groups, they don't consider that racist. They'll be scratching their head. Why is this not a racist? Why is this considered a racist thing? All right, why is this considered a racist thing? But if it was presented to you in a different light, you guys would immediately call that out as racist because you guys been conditioned as such. Now, African black people in America really don't want to have much to do with that African thing. The real African thing, the real Africa thing. Like if the media goes and depicts them as African, if you get a lot of portrayals from the media with them as African, with their African imagery, Shaka Zulu, people in loincloth, period pieces, they would consider that as racist. All right? They want to be Americana. They want to be white Americana. They don't even want to be black. I don't even know what that means as far as black is concerned. All right. They want white Americana to represent them. They want to represent white Americana is what they want. Hot dog eating, baseball, basketball, football, Harley Davidson, Ford pickup trucks. That's what they want. All right. They depict that. They want a westernized version of their image, even though most African Americans are mixed people. They're mixed people. Black encompasses everything from a light-skinned Beyonce to a dark-skinned Wesley Snipes. They're mixed people. They don't want to admit that, but they're mixed people. They're not African. All right? Africans from Africa look different than African Americans because they're straight from Africa. They are black. Not this whole so-called cultural shit where they go, well, they're black. This is black. That's black. And you decide who's black. But they're like 50% black, 50% white. Like Meghan Markle. She's got some coffee grinds in her cream. All right. But she's considered black. All right. I'm not black. But I'm letting you guys know the truth about this. It's not my opinion. It's the truth. All right. Go with the DNA shit. Don't go with the, oh, you know, this is the whole cultural thing. Because, you know, at the end of the day, people are just trying to put, you know, increase their numbers, push their agenda as much as they can. All right. But going back to this whole Johnny Depp campaign with the whole Native American thing. He's part Native American. That's what he says. But a lot of people who are part Native Americans, they're like white. They're not really Native American. They're white. They don't look Native American. They're white. All right. They'll say they're Native American, but they're white. All right. Okay. I'm almost positive that these Native Americans, they just want to be Americanized. They just want to be mainstream Americanized as the blacks in 2019 are mainstream Americanized. Okay. They don't want to be foreignized. You know, in the country that they have, you know, in their own country. This country they've been in for 15,000 years, which is to say that they weren't from any other place. They're not from Asia. They're not from any other place. This is their country. It's kind of like saying the original Germans, the original English, the original Irish were from like the Middle East or some shit like that. Right? You guys know what I'm saying. All right? 15,000 years. I hear so many of these motherfuckers just go, you know what, Native Americans, they're from some other place. They're from like Asia, Siberia, some shit like that. I'm like, you guys saying that like they just got here like 100 years before Columbus got here. All right? That's just denigrating the Native American place in this country. They shouldn't even be called Native Americans. They should just be called Americans. All right? And you white, black, Latino, Asians, well, not probably like some Latinos, because a lot of these Latinos from South America, they they have like a high blood percentage from their native ancestry, which pretty much makes them more American than, you know, you white, you black, you Asians, you Indians from, you know, the countries that you're from. Okay? White people have only been here for like 500 years. Black people only been here for like black people only been here for like 400 years. White people have been here for 600 years. The Mexicans, you know, the mestizos been here since forever. You could just say forever. Okay? So going back to this, why is this something that is offensive to Native Americans? All right? I don't think they want you to represent them. It's okay if they represent themselves. They don't want you to represent them, which is a fair assessment because the blacks don't want you to represent them. Particularly when it's being disrespectful. Particularly when you're just putting out imagery that does not serve them a purpose for improving their social stature in this country. All right. I will say that black people over the last 20 years, they've pretty much done away with the whole African thing. All right. They, you know, with hip hop, with rap, with all that stuff, their imagery is pretty much, I want that white culture. All right. I mean, look at what they're, you know, repping in the videos. All right. Benzes, BMWs, Lexuses sometimes, although not too much. Every single product that they're repping, Hennessy, all that shit, all that, Rolexes, all that shit, it's just white culture. All right, either white culture or it's created by some Asian dude, some Asian person. None of that stuff is actually created by Africa. They don't actually rep Africa. They don't do the whole loincloth thing with huts and all that stuff. This is where I'm from, Africa, straight out of Africa. They don't put no Africans in there. They don't do African imagery. They don't do none of that stuff. All that stuff they do is white. And then it boggles my mind when they go, you guys are misappropriating, black culture. It's not black culture, dude. Like think about that. Think about everything that encompasses that whole black culture thing, and you're gonna get to that. Going down the list, you're gonna see that everything was created by some white dude, right? Come on, let's be serious about that. Everything that you want to rep, was created or invented by either a white dude or an Asian dude. All right, it's ridiculous to me. And so like, I'm getting off track here, but going back to this whole thing about Native. Okay, at this point, all these groups, whether they be black, Native American, Latinos, Asians, LGBT, Indians, Arabs, Muslims, whatever, any of these groups, all right, they kind of, the media is now, everybody knows where that whole, how the media affects them as a group, how the depiction of their group by the media affects them, because it does have a social effect on people. All right, after a certain amount of time, people will perceive what they see from the media. That's how they perceive things. It is a fact. It is an absolute fact. All right, so a lot of these groups are looking at these images, all right, and they're saying, we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't want this, we don't want, it doesn't promote our agenda. All right, it doesn't make this whole situation better. It doesn't, promote our social agenda, because essentially, outside of blacks, everybody else's, social standing have pretty much been stagnated over the last 20 years. All right. Reason being is that these groups, the Jews and the blacks, have pretty much either bashed the shit, devalued or bashed the shit out of everybody else's, image while propelling theirs. And there's a way they do it, and they're using the media to do it, guys. You have a platform where you have access to the world, essentially, versus, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have this conversation with this person right next to me, and then I'm gonna make a scene with these 5 people around me. I'm gonna punch this guy out just to make a point. You're only affecting, if you are affecting, you're only affecting like a handful of people. That shit's not gonna just, that's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, if you have an agenda, that whole shit's not gonna go anywhere. You want to get that, to that place, the media, where everything you say or do goes to hundreds of thousands, millions, and in some cases billions of people in the world. All right, and that's why I tell you guys, that's where the race war is. This is where the race war is. You guys don't know any better. This is where the race war is. Okay, because why do you need to physically conquer somebody if you could win their hearts and minds to your side? I mean, that's pretty much what war is, right? You're pretty much going to conquer some people, whatever the group, you're conquering them to your side. You're making them switch to your side. That's what you're doing pretty much. All right, that's why I consider it a race war. You guys aren't seeing it because it's kind of slow. All right, blacks got where they are. It took 20 years to get to where they are, and they needed to just use the media 100%. Every single negative thing they protest. Just now, I saw some social justice warrior shit with them where they went after H&M for depicting this black girl with nappy-headed hair, which black girls have is nappy-headed hair. All right, you know, like, you can't make this shit up. I don't even know why I said that, but you can't. You know, it's like they're the whole social justice warrior mountain, pretty much blacks and Jews, but they're the least people who these conservatives go after. You know, they'll go after all these other groups that have nothing whatsoever to do with their lives. I'm talking about these white conservatives, black conservatives. They got nothing whatsoever to do with their lives, but that's the ones they go after. But this whole mountain of a social justice warrior shit with blacks and Jews, they don't go after, because they know if they try to climb that mountain, they'll freaking, they'll get knocked down. They'll get knocked down as soon as they try to push those boundaries, as Shane Gillis wants to say. As these bitch-ass pussy comedians, entertainers try to say or do. All right. I already made videos about that. I'm not going to just go on with that because I'm over that. Kind of tired with it. People are kind of stupid. They pretend like they don't know what I'm talking about when they do. Give me negative comments and shit like that. Give me negative feedback, but fuck it. I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm just telling you guys the truth. Just stay with the truth and you guys will be okay. Just stay with the truth. Don't need no bullshit from you guys. Don't need no identity politics. Don't need no fucking bullshit from people. All right? Just stay with the truth. All right? I work in the industry. I know what's up. And if you guys watch TV, watch TV, the movies, you guys know what's up with that. All right? But other than that, guys, have a comment to leave. Leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Subscribe. All right, guys. So that's my video.